Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Fazli bin Muhammad Agmi, ID student 2018-424384. I would like to thank both panel for taking the time to listen to my digitalized proposal presentation entitled Motivation Factor Among Fans Attended to a Football Match at Negeri Sembilan. This presentation will include some background of study to the topic, problem statement, research objective, some literature review, and I will discuss the methodological section in depth that will cover research design, data collection procedure, sampling technique, instrumentation, and I will end the presentation with data analysis technique. Now, let us begin with some introduction. Johannes 2015 stated sport is becoming the good equalizer everywhere in the world. Government, nation, and organizations worldwide choose sport as a way to bring people together and to interrupt down barriers. Furthermore, one amongst the foremost prevalent kind of sport product is football game, which is that the preferred sport within the world and is played by men, women, and kids of all ages, mentioned by Amalia 2014. Football is a global offering entertainment for fans in many countries. In fact, football is the world's favorite sport, mentioned by Fahri 2016. This is because their contribution to economic activity by the large number of people involved and significant profit to be earned from football and football-related activities. The choice to attend sporting event is strongly influenced by fans' motivation, mentioned by Fahri 2016. Motivation reflects an indoor desire to require a pathway because it provides opportunities to satisfy needs and receive benefit through acquisition, mentioned by Sang Yu 2020. In the previous research showed that the motive for attending sporting event are dynamic and motivates and change throughout an individual lifetime, mentioned by Karayaka 2016. Wee and Kan 2015 stated, every year many fans attend home games to reduce their stress level from the rough routine of today's world and to get entertainment. So, the possibility of detecting potential loyal fans are as one of the factors that may arouse interest in increasing their attendance at the stadium. Now, we move to the problem statement. There have been many researchers who investigate the psychological motive directing individuals to consume sport events for quite 20 years, but there are a few research about attending to football match and its relation with motivational factors highlighted by Osgida 2016. Karakaya stated that the major reason for attending football games are atmospheric and emotional excitement compared to female. Male spectators are more likely to be passionate football fans compared to female fans. Therefore, gender is an important factor in influencing attendance at football match. Previous research showed that the motive for attending football match are dynamic and multifaceted and change throughout an individual lifetime. Next, this study will embark of the following objective: that to identify the most important motivation factors among fans that influence attending the live football match. Next, this study was also conducted to aim to compare the differences based on gender on the motivation among fans to a football match at Negeri Sembilan. And then that, to compare the differences based on age category on the motivation factor among fans to a football match at Negeri Sembilan. This study will be significant to many people in increasing attendance in sport events. First of all, the findings of this study were expected to give advantages and proposition to researchers who can continue the study in advance. Next, to enhancing the attendance is the key issue for the sport organization. Indeed, professional sport organizations are in an exceedingly high level of revelry, and they would like to control the attendance of spectators, which is one of the most important elements for generating income. Furthermore, sport marketing specialists understand the various elements which affect attendance of fans to sport events. They are more likely to develop better and new marketing tactics, so on, to enhance the attendance ratio of local sport fans. Next, for literature review, motivational theory that will be used in this study is sport fan motivation theory. Ryan and Desi 2000 define being motivated as to be moved to do something or feeling impetus or inspiration to act. Passberg 2009 explained that despite the fact that it is only recently that sport consumption motivation research comments a number of social and psychological factors have been identified and motivate individuals not only become sport fans but to attend live sporting events. Fan motivation is defined as the motive of sport fans and their attitudes and behavior toward player and team, mentioned by Johannes 2015. Important to understand the motivation of individual and the reimbursement that they get when attending live football event, mentioned by Johannes 2015. Next, sport fan motivation scale that is used, which include 8 construct of fan motivation. First, the economic factor pertain to the possible economic gain from sport wagering, mentioned by Karayaka 2016. This motive is mainly related to betting or gambling on sport events, which gives this feeling of revelry to the sport fans. Next, the escape factor is close to rest of from one everyday activity and problem. Many researchers emphasize that the motive of some fans to possess to use sport as platform to escape and menial or unsatisfying event of daily life, mentioned by Frederick 2016. Next, the eustress factor, which is referred to as positive stress, and the exciting atmosphere that is felt by the sense when watching a live sport event, supported by desire to gain excitement and stimulation from sport, mentioned by Karayaka 2016. Supported by desire to gain excitement and stimulation from sport. Next, the self-esteem motive expresses the individual need for acknowledgement by others. This motive reflects the individual necessity of the approval by others people. Next, group affiliation stands for the first reference for consuming sport as a part of a group. Mentioned by Karayaka, this motive is defined as the expectancy of being friends with other people. Next, the entertainment motive is related to how spectators attend sporting events to have an enjoyable pastime, mentioned by Oddsgider 2016. It will drive spectators to attend or watch sporting events for the amusement of watching contests that will hopefully turn into a victory for the team or athlete they are supporting. Next is the family motive involved the need to watch sport with family, mentioned by Karayaka 2016. This motive is the desire to spend time with family members and sport consumption is the meaning fulfill this desire. Next, the aesthetic motive involves the enjoyment of sport, artistic beauty and technique. Mentioned by Karayaka 2016, some spectators have big interest due to possibility to experience unforgettable moment while watching football match. Next, this study is aiming to greater understanding of the factor that motive attendance at football match will enables football federation and the management of football club to design more effective marketing strategies to help increase interest in soccer, mentioned by Karayaka 2016. Next, I will presenting about the methodology of this research. This study will be used quantitative approach design. Using quantitative approach, there are many advantages, such as the data are easy to analyze, code collect, summarize, and it will be more organized rather than qualitative approach. Other than that, to reach as much number of respondents and to achieve the research objective. That is to find out the motivation factor among fans attending football match at Negeri Sembilan. Next, I will continue presenting about the sample and sampling technique. The target population for this study will be the Atras Negeri Sembilan because they are truly fans of Negeri Sembilan football. Based on the Atras Negeri Sembilan Facebook page, approximately there are 45,319 followers are the fans of the Negeri Sembilan football match. The sample size determined by the 45,319 followers are the population size, so sample size will be 380 based on Tracy and Morgan. Next, the sample technique used in this research is simple random sampling. This technique is probably sampling technique and the basic sampling technique where we select a group of sample for study from a population. And we plan to choose some of the followers in the Negeri Sembilan football Facebook page. Next, instrumentation that will be used. Reliability is the consistency of the measurement or the degree to which an instrument measure same way each time it is used under same condition with the same subject. The scale that we use in this study is sport fan motivational scale that are developed by one and others in 2008 that are included 8 factors: escape, entertainment, eustress, self-esteem, economic gains, family motive, aesthetic, and group affiliation. And for the Combust alpha that was used as a measure of reliability of the tested dimension, Combust alpha value above 0.8 have a very good reliability. A value between 0.6 and 0.8 have an acceptable reliability, and a value below 0.6 have an unacceptable reliability. Next, for the data collection procedure, it will be conducted based on this project. It will begin with the ethical approval, then seek approval from the head of the organization of UiTM. After receive the approval, next brief the respondent about the aim of the study and distribute the questionnaire to the respondent. And lastly, collect the questionnaire after they are finished. Next, for the data analysis, in order to identify the most motivation factor among fans that influence to attending the live football match, frequency, means, mode, and medium will be used. While in order to compare the differences based on gender on the motivation among fans attending to a football match at Negeri Sembilan, independent test will be used. And to compare the differences based on age category on the motivation factor among fans toward football match, MANOVA analysis will be used. This is my list of reference for my study, and I think that is all from me. I would like to thank both of the panel for listening to my digitalized proposal presentation. Thank you so much.